What happens when you take the man behind the makeup of a creepy clown and you toss him into a movie with a bunch of underground tunnels and hidden rooms that lead to creepy stuff? You get the movie that we're going to talk about. Welcome to another episode of the Popcorn Confessional, and this is Dave from Nerdbox, and I'm accompanied by my wife Jen, also from Nerdbox. And on this episode, we are talking about Barbarian. So fire up that Jiffy Pop and meet us in the booth.
When Tess arrives at the Airbnb she rented for a few days in the middle of the night, she discovers that it was double booked. She's unable to find another place to go, so she's forced to stay there with Keith, the other renter. When Tess arrives back at her rental on the second day, she discovers something odd in the basement. A hidden door that leads to a series of hidden tunnels and rooms that just might be tied to something sinister that had once occurred there.
Going into this film, I did not know what to expect because I don't remember watching the trailer fully.
The trailer was really short. I think that was purposely done and also a really good idea. More trailers should be like that.
Now, I don't think it was ever on TV. At least I haven't seen any of the trailers on TV.
I hadn't either. Funny enough, the trailer played for it last night when we were at the movies.
Oh, really?
Kira saw it. She texted me. Yeah.
Yeah, so if this had come on in the theaters, I was probably loosely paying attention because I try not to pay attention to the trailers because when you do that, then you kind of have the opportunity to figure a lot of things out.
This trailer, luckily, if you do see it, doesn't give anything away. In fact, it really kind of leads you in the opposite direction, so...
Yeah, and in the opening of the film, it puts you right into it. And Tess is immediately in danger for any person that has been traveling a long distance, and when she gets to a destination, it's in the early hours of AM, so it's pitch black. There's a rainstorm. She's in a seedy part of town in Detroit.
Yeah, the areas where they're trying to do the redevelopment, so all the houses are abandoned and falling down.
And there's some stranger staying in the Airbnb that she's supposed to be staying at.
And who is it? It's Pennywise.
Well,
Sort of.
Sort of, yeah. So here, you have Bill Skarsgård and the storytelling of this film that leads you into hey, what's going on here? What's his motive? Is he bad? Is he good? Is this a setup, right? You don't know because the way his character is being delivered, which was really breathtaking. He had some awesome charisma that just kind of bled off the screen.
Yeah, he really did.
It's man, I wouldn't mind going to have a beer with that guy.
Yeah, he seems like a cool guy to sit at a bar with and have a couple of beers and a conversation.
Now, after a somewhat awkward first night together, the next day, they happen to find a hidden room that leads to hidden tunnels under the house to... Yikes.
Yeah.
And the curiosity of that whole situation gets the best of them. So it's hey, let's go exploring. Yeah, nope. Now, the last place that we lived in for quite a long time had a wall in the basement that obviously was a false wall because of the way the pipes run in our house. And on the other side of that wall was a room with a dirt floor. And the only way that you could see it was through this little window that peered in from the outside.
Yeah, and we looked in there and there was insulation that had kind of been torn and looked like the dirt had been disturbed on more than one occasion, so I'm just going to make myself believe it was an animal.
Yes, and if you've ever seen the movie Stir of Echoes, then you know why we aren't going to explore that room.
I'm not looking to find any dead girls in the wall. I'm good. And I'm sure as hell not going to explore a tunnel system under a house in the middle of Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah, now it's very hard to describe what this movie is like without giving it away.
Yeah.
But I will say this, if you are a person that watches YouTube videos like Nuke's Top 5 or some of the other ones that are out there like Chills, and they show those random urban exploring videos where people are going into the tunnels or sewers to explore, and they like see something out of the corner of their eyes, then this is a film for you that you're going to enjoy.
That's why he's freaking us out. Just go, take the right hand turn.
Because not only is that in there, but the use of the camera style in this film is what kind of pulls you into, because in some instances it's almost like Blair Witch, where it's almost a little shaky cam in the film, because the girl is, or the guy is going into the basement with the light on the phone, and they almost give you the perspective from the phone as if they were videotaping it from the phone.
Yeah, it was done. That was brilliant the way they did that, because it does look like, excuse me, it does look like they're filming it from their phone, but they're really just using their flashlight, and they're of course, walking, and it's rocky, and they're running at some point, so
it's a good switch between that and then your traditional style of filming.
Yeah.
And it adds to the creepiness, I think, of the film. So it's like as they go deeper into their exploration, you're going with them. I would say this was a little bit more, this was a little better well done, like in The Descent, where they're going into the tunnel system. You don't actually feel like you're going with them. Where in this movie here, you do feel like you're going with them into exploring.
And I don't want to.
Yeah. And what they find is, yikes.
Yeah. Oh, we can't say anything about what they find because it would give things away, but it's very disturbing.
Yeah, there's a lot of good storytelling in this movie. It almost feels like an anthology somewhat through it, because you start off with the story on two characters, something happens, and then we switch to a story on another character.
Yeah, so there's 3 different stories that all, intertwined, but it was told really well. It went through the stories pretty quickly, which was good. It just gave you, you found out the character, you found out their backstory, and then boom, it comes together.
Yes. And now the end of the story for the first 2 characters, which is Tess and Keith, it ends, and it's like, wow, that was short.
We thought the movie was over.
But it was like, it would have been a brilliant ending.
It would have been.
Not saying that the ending of this movie was bad, but the ending of that first story was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was.
So, this is, I have to say, probably a perfect movie to come out now. I wish it actually came out maybe a few weeks later, but I can see why they wouldn't want to put it out with Halloween, in the beginning of October, and then you have Terrifier 2 coming out in the beginning of October.
And Pearl comes out in just like a week and a half, so
there's a lot of competition for horror movies, but this is a perfect movie to watch for the Halloween season. So hopefully it either lasts through Halloween season so people get to experience it in the theater, because this
goes to streaming fairly quickly.
Yes, this is definitely one that you want to see very quickly around the Halloween season, because there's good storytelling, there's very good tension in the film, and it's creepy.
And it was refreshing to see Justin Long doing something that was good. Because, we all know how some of his career has gone. Jeepers Creepers. Tusk.
A lot of people like Jeepers Creepers.
I'm sorry.
Well, sorry to break this to you here on this episode, but the next Jeepers Creepers film comes out.
I'm aware.
In the theaters, and we're going to go see it if it's available for us, because it's not being directed by Victor Salva, and that's all we're going to say, because that's a topic in itself that we don't need to cover.
Yay.
So this film here, yes, if you're looking for something that's different, if you're looking for something that is a bit refreshing in the horror genre, this is going to be one of those films to check out. It's not different like to the aspect of Nope, where it really goes outside the boundaries. This is a movie that, if you want to watch it with the younger ones, there are some scenes that are questionable in there, so you may want to watch it first before you decide to let them watch it, but this is a good one to scare the hell out of the kids.
Yeah, I think our teenage girls would be pretty creeped out by this one. And I think more so because it just feels so much like it could actually happen.
And that's one of the great parts about this film, or one of the great things about this film is, it can happen.
Yeah, definitely. It could totally happen. I mean, maybe not like some of the things that come out of it, but it could still happen.
I honestly think, yes, all of what occurs in this film could happen in real life, and that's what makes it a lot more creepier. And for people that are maybe going to rent an Airbnb or looking to rent a new place and they don't do the proper investigation, this stuff is out there. We've seen enough videos on YouTube where there are people crawling around in ceilings, and there's hidden rooms, or there's hidden trapdoors, and people living underneath houses. It's very possible that something like this can happen.
Yeah, we've seen videos where there was literally a whole other apartment behind a door that was hidden. I mean, it was legit like another apartment, and there was somebody living there. Mm-hmm. So creepy.
Yeah, so I think this would be a film that if you watched and you found this door or secret door in there, it would make you think twice about opening it.
Yeah, especially if you're in the middle of nowhere in Michigan, because they were outside the city of Detroit, and since the town is basically defunct at this point, there's no cops that work there anymore, and the ones that work in Detroit, they just want no part of it.
Yeah, well, it's unfortunate. It's an unfortunate true story that happens on a lot of cities that are run down like this, where cops are like, yeah, nope, not getting involved, sorry. Yeah. So, what do you rate this one?
I would go see it in the theater again.
Yes, I would go see it in the theater again too. After leaving the theaters yesterday, I was like, man, I want to go watch that again. Yeah.
I did too, and that doesn't happen often. I actually was like, I would go see another Showtime tonight, but they didn't have one.
Yeah, I would stick around to watch it again. Yeah. There's not any Easter eggs or anything like that you're going to catch in this, but the performances are very good. The story is told very well, and what you get in the ending of stories is pretty damn good. We're on the cusp of 31 days of Halloween, and we got a bunch of cool horror stuff that's coming out, starting with this Monday. So this Monday is the premiere of the Pop 5, and we're going to be talking about 5 scary stories behind the movie The Poltergeist, and then we have a bunch of episodes that are going to go into behind the scenes of horror movies, including Hocus Pocus. Then we have a series of Easter egg videos that are coming out, and let me tell you, exclusive Easter eggs, my friends. Terrifier Easter eggs. Behind the Mask. I know there's been videos out there, and the number usually stops at 20. We're at over 40. We got Poltergeist in there, and we got Halloween 2018. So you're going to see a bunch of Easter egg videos that are coming out over the course of the next 3 months. And it's Terrifier month next month. So we're going to have a lot of cool stuff going on for Terrifier that you're going to want to check out. And lastly, remember, it is the quest for 5,000 subscribers. So please, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do that now, and make sure that you like this video and drop a comment below if you're going to see Barbarian, or if you're going to wait for it to come streaming. And you have a chance to win this box of Strawberries and Scream, signed by Matthew Lillard and David Arquette. So you'll want to get a part of that. Anyway.
And of course, don't forget to share.
Yes, please do. And until the next. See ya.